Hi guys, it's a May, so it's a new contest starting for the entire month for everybody who comes to Facebook, joins, follows me, shares, comments, interacts, as well as on YouTube. It's counting each time you do it as one entry. So I'm going to give at the end of the month 3 20-minute readings. For those of you who want to know if you won, check the Facebook. I have announced 3 winners today for the month of April, pardon me. Okay, so let's start with the X spread. Hi guys, here is my X spread, and for those of you who know the significators, please look at the timestamp and you can just really go right into the reading. For those who are the first ones here or who still want to understand how am I making this actually work, just listen the explanation, and here it is. I have created a spread. It is known Cat Tarot Knows X spread, but it's also applicable for on and off relationships, and even to kind of like figure out the feelings and intricacies of your relationship. Why? Because I have actually used 7 categories, and 7, right? It's a kind of like really magic spiritual number, and also the entire spread numerologically adds up to 3. 3 is like that card of union of Trinity, so it is something that can kind of like raise from the ashes, right? So I'm just trying to figure out what can work, what cannot work. As I say in my private readings, you have to understand that not all relationships are meant to be. Like when you get together with someone, everything is really nice in the beginning. We want to charm, we want to be our best, but sort of like that enthusiasm maybe kind of like falls off with time. People get sidetracked, people meet other people. So one category here that I'm exploring, the very first one, is the Magician. So in tarot, Magician is a number 1. So of course it means, is this a go? Can this relationship ever be a starter? So what is Magician doing? Magician is somebody who comes to work and he goes, okay, let me crack my fingers and I'm going to start working. What do I need to do today? Wow. And there is a task, it's a little project list, and then he starts to manifest. So it's a start before the start. So what does he want to manifest? Look at the difference. He kind of like wants to use all the available tools, right? You see all of these tools here are now floating. They're activated. So I really want to see what is in this category. This category is going to tell me if you guys had all the ingredients to make a relationship. What in this category you have? Love, devotion, family, kind of like sharing. Then I say, yeah, like really good ground. Like there's like a great foundation for this. But what if you have, let's say, love and then lack of reputation or lack of family or jealousy? Then obviously, that's going to have issues. Sometimes it's just like downward negative. So the things that are supposed to help you are just basically things that are tearing you apart. And sometimes you have all but one element, and that one element seems to be important. It is like having 4 tires for a car and have an engine and have windshield and have all the other windows. Name it, rename it, and the key is there. And you start with a key, you try to crack it, and you realize, whoa, I don't have a gas. So you're not going anywhere with there. So this is why sometimes we feel that the one night stand was like more promising than it was, and it wasn't. It actually haven't ever been there. Maybe at the time and place it seemed kind of important, and it hasn't been important in a global kind of like scheme of things. And we as women, especially women, and even some more romantic men, and I would tend to think that these are the men who are actually coming to these tarot sessions with me. They're like lesser percentage, but there's still 25% of men over here. And I think these are quality men, and I wish that they actually speak up a little bit more, because people who connect with tarot really want to find out the real answers, and they really want to be in touch, or not only with the others but with themselves. So this is the category number 1. Category number 2, I picked this angel. I think it's Michael, who is trying to, I think, in biblical terms, merge wine and water. Well, that's not a really big deal. But here in tarot, it's basically talking about trying to merge two different things. So, of course, in a relationship, there are two different people. And even if you get along, you still have your own intricacies that might not really fit properly, right? So, what's basically happening here is, okay, let's put this together. Let's create this passion. Let's create this growth. Let's create this like solid emotions that we can kind of like step in. However, I'm asking for this card to be reversed. Why? In this category, I want to find out what doesn't work. What kind of like has to be fixed in order for things to kind of really work out. You see, in this after tarot, this angel is kind of manifesting. You see, one is connecting with emotions, another one is connecting with the sky. So literally you're getting, I mean, I love you as the sky is high and I love you as the sea is deep. Kind of like everything, kind of universal. And it's like still this like beaming with reaction. So what basically we're going to find out here is like if things that you have to build are sort of unbridgeable, if they can be built. So then I'm taking Queen of Wands, forget the horoscope associations. Of course, when I do Golden Dawn readings, I have to take everything into account. But even at that point, I'm just trying to see more or less personalities. But here I'm looking at how we really want to be seen in a relationship. So that's a significator for one party, generally for ladies. And if there are two ladies, then I put two Queen of Wands. If there are two guys, I put two King of Wands. So don't get all upset that this kind of represents fire signs, because when we start dating, we are all fire. We all start with fire, right? And it's kind of like fun, it's passionate, we are outgoing, we are playful, we are going out. Even if you're a homebody, you will go out. Even if you're recluse, you will go out. Even if, you know, you generally are not very sexual, you'll still have sex. So this is talking about being a little bit different. This is our dating selves, right? So you see here, she has this like beautiful flower, right? And the kitty cat that is right now connecting to her. See, it's kind of like, okay, where do I move from here? Am I kind of staying in my element or not? So here is my communication card. I'm trying to figure out, so in this category here, pardon me, with Queen of Wands, I really want to see what your partner, how did your partner perceive you? So, right, like, I mean, you know that people are generally not really straightforward, and you can go as far as that they're not being honest. So they don't really tell you. They kind of tell you sort of medicated version or kind of sedated version of what they think. And kind of like they don't express generally things that they don't like. So you really don't know what the real opinion is. You just know what you heard. So this is basically telling us what your partner saw in you or how he saw you reacted. So kind of like get this perception they had from their side. Here with 8 of Wands, this is my communication card. With this card, I actually really want to see the intricacies of energies. So this can mean how did you communicate? This can mean how basically, how well do you mesh, right? So in this kind of like position here is showing, okay, are you firing back? Because these wands are falling back, the communication is coming your way. Are you communicating right back? And is this effective communication? So now this is a second significator, right? And this is also same thing. I picked the fire sign, basically significator, because the other person also wants to be seen as cool. This guy wants to be seen, oh my gosh, I'm so charismatic. She kind of like likes me, and you know, I am her king, and kind of like they want to feel this way. You see, kind of like he here has the little salamander, kind of just making his little first step, and here he's holding the salamander basically in his palm. Salamanders basically signify fire, interestingly enough, even though they kind of reside in the rain. Long time ago, in like 13th, 14th centuries, when they were creating these cards, they just saw salamanders jumping out from the fireplaces because they were kind of like be around there, and they thought they were fire animals, and that's how they were actually connected in tarot to fire. So And then I took Judgment. And Judgment is literally for me to feel out how karmically you basically are reacting. Because I also do karma readings. And in karma readings, I can totally see if people are repeating certain patterns, if they're bringing them from the past lives, and that's my past life reading. And it's kind of like it's easier to understand what's coping. But in this reading, I cannot go in 20, 30, 40 minutes of that. So I'm just trying to get at least an overview. So Judgment card is talking about a situation that has been evolving. And maybe it's even dead, but it's come back to be alive just for rendering this opinion. So this is more or less a cosmic judgment, a karma card, right? So here are the two phases of that, right? Here it is like, we are here. What? Have it been good or not good? Is it make it or break it time? And here it is, okay, some of you are just going to be dead, right? So your relationship, it shouldn't go forward, or it should go forward. And this is what karma is saying, right? So I know that we all want relationships, but sometimes it's also good to get closure. And lastly, I'm picking this card for once because this is that celebration card, moving to the next stage. Four corners being solidified. So now some people say this is a marriage. It just means the next step. It could be reunion, it could be reconciliation, it could be just the quality of your relationship. It's not lived happily ever after. Yeah, some of us have been brainwashed with that. You know, it should be called what it is, crap. And please, mothers, don't read these like bad stories to your kids, because if you look how those stories were in their original form, they were not kind or nice at all. So this is just basically saying, are you going to go to the next stage with this person? Because marriage, after all, is just the next stage. There are many marriages that are not working out because you're just starting to build from the scratch. So when I say sometimes in my readings, well, this one phase has to end, another one has to start. So this could mean you're going from dating to steady, from steady to engagement, from engagement, so and so forth, so on. So you see this kind of like movement in this phase is exactly that. You're going from the celebration, I say, okay, we are giving this a try. So in this category, I'm exploring how well you guys are going to do. So when I do all of these categories, then I sort of like look at the intricacies and how this works. So if category, which is supposed to be the glue, is just not forming the glue, no matter how much you want, you are going to fall apart. You can still stick together, hold on to each other like for dear life. It's not going to work out. And it's good to know. So guys, hopefully this is kind of more understanding the categories. Check it on my website as well if you want to see this video again. I'm going to post just a short clip there, but also explanation of each card is over there. And if you want to order this X spread, then you're getting energies that are just between the two of you, not these generic energies that I am actually explaining on my site. The difference is like here there are many people, and so basically some people are cross watchers and they bring their energy. So sure, it can give you some general opinion and you might see it here. Most of the time people do, but to get really the energy between 2 or 3 people, please contact me for a private reading. The prices are on my site, so visit me there at www.cattarot.ca. Thanks, love you. And guys, if you want your spread that is still on the special, it is $45. So please contact me. My information is in the description on the site, or go on my website www.cattarot.ca. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your May X's reading. So if you guys didn't see this intro, I do urge you to go back and see it, because it explains why these cards are chosen as significators. In addition, I have actually pulled those significators from my old deck. Very old, as you can tell. Like, they actually made this really in a good quality deck. And somebody actually took my King of Wands, so I'm putting a Knight of Wands here instead, which is also a good significator. See, we still have a King of Wands kind of like supervising this reading. It actually still talks about somebody who is willing to chase you, even though, you know, nobody should be chasing anybody in a relationship, but sort of like not chase you, somebody kind of running into your arms, let's put it this way. So for those who actually did see the intro, do understand the meaning of the significators, let me just jump right in. So what is in your toolbox here? That is your energy, Capricorn. Somebody is not really willing to build this. What needs to be repaired? Again, there is this big guard holding your heart, not feeling maybe this person is like financially with you on the same page. Maybe the spending habits are different. Maybe you don't have the same visions for the building life. That's kind of like stuff that is really important to you. How are you being seen? So now again, like these are two significators, like could be either or, guys. Yeah, somebody actually is making decision, or the decision was made for you. So maybe something happened that you kind of like didn't have a choice. Communication. Whoa, I don't like this card. Look at the smuggy face. He's feeling so happy about winning, and these two people are just walking away with their head between their shoulders, lost. They kind of like drop their swords and walking into basically the water here. So it's talking about the smugness and talk about somebody, haha, I won. And it's just like, I mean, not a good feeling, especially not in a relationship. So how do they see themselves? Look at this, the judgment card like came under them. Kind of, it's something from the past that has been brought to them, to the surface. Maybe they feel justified in what has happened. And what is karma thinking about that? Yeah, there you go. Karma feels that was not just. There was no balance here. Somebody got the short end of the stick, or things that were happening were not in the interest of one person. And how about this reunion? Whoa, gosh, I'm just telling you right now, based on the first week in May, Capricorn, that this person is just like so not good for you. This is so not your energy. 7 of Swords. And you know it. You're guarded. You're the one not willing to go forward. So I don't know if I should even continue this reading. But for those of you cross watchers, I will, just to basically tell you what's going to be in the heads of these people. This card means, whoa, look, I got away. Here I'll show you in After Tarot what basically happens after this. It's my most unlike card in the entire deck. I even hate it more than the Tower. Look, this is the person like walking away. Also, haha, I got it. I managed to pull the wool over your basically head, and I got away with this. And not knowing that basically you're trapping yourself with that kind of stuff. It's all kind of karmic, right? See the difference? So, kind of like, you know it, they really didn't do it. It's kind of like unbelievable what people think that people can do to other people, and you feel it. And luckily, the way it's being felt, it's like you're guarded. You managed to guard your heart. Good for you. Like most of us don't guard our heart and we just like fall apart. But kind of like they really felt justified about it. They don't really feel anything narcissistic or sociopathic in that. Oh, off I go. I just like, it's my right to do that. You know, people sometimes do that. But, you know, it's basically being determined that that kind of like is the flavor in the very first week for you. The second week, yeah, you're again like feeling, you know, in your thoughts. You're not getting out of your thoughts. What needs to be glued? Yeah, again, you guys, you lost patience. You lost patience. Somebody lost patience in this relationship, like with this person. Like, I was trying to create something, but you know what? It doesn't look like it's working out. So, off I go. How are you being seen? You see, you are being seen as somebody who doesn't want to let go. This is a good card, upright. It's not the card that we want to experience. Sometimes we really want river to flow without kind of like having a dam. But this is literally a dam and saying this has to be redefined. It has to be filtered. It has to go into something else. But this is saying, no. I really want to swim in these murky waters, right? And this is maybe why decision has been made for you. The communication. Yeah, if there is a communication, it's going to be, no, thank you, ma'am. And most likely that can be even you. Like you're getting it. Like even though you're holding on to it, this could be also holding on to inside of yourself, trying to figure out. You see, that's also kind of holding on kind of pattern. Like you're sort of stuck. Not so much that you want to be stuck, but you kind of like feel currently that you don't have tools to kind of like understand what's going on, so you're still kind of like stuck reliving it, because this is like a mental thought energy. How do they feel? See, they checked out from this relationship. Karma is saying, yeah, just drop your weapons, move on. Like here is being defensiveness and also holding your heart protected here, heart chakra. But here it's like, you know what? No, this kind of like is really not good for you. So after justice, kind of like you lost your battle. Let's put it this way. Maybe you were fighting for this person and it was nothing that you do that kind of like was like generating any response. It looks like they were just like so into, I was here for my own selfish purposes and off you go. It's just like unbelievable, one-sided, and they're here to take anything they could from you. And there you go. We again have like, I mean, if they come back to your life, this card is saying to suggest really setting proper boundaries. The third week, yeah, it's not moving forward. This is going forward, moving forward, coming to see this person. This is like plans are falling off, not moving forward, not coming to the same page. What needs to be glued? Wow, it could be the third person. So here we saw the pattern of 3 and now it's here. So in any case, it's a broken heart, guys, that maybe this is why you want to stay around, because you think just by their presence they're going to soothe that pain. But trust me, it's going to just much bigger pain if you continue. So you can as well pull the band-aid off. There you go. See, that's exactly what I was saying. This is that attraction in inability. You guys actually don't see, you are currently not able to see how unhealthy this is. This sometimes represents you and is requiring and calling for you to come out and heal the patterns. So this is definitely karmic call of fixing yourself, not the situation, but yourself. That is saying you did find yourself in the situation because there is this sexuality craving, which is not love. It's not even lust. It's a codependence, the need to be with someone, but other elements are not there. And somebody kind of like really played with your need, and that's why kind of they feel smug and they feel they can do anything, because it looks like you just wanted your thing and nothing else was coming through, and it's ended up in really bad heartbreak, or it will. And there you go. Like, I mean, somebody still wants to go and see the bright side of the things. Somebody's really oblivious to it, and the partner is saying, look, I have made my choice. Here I had choices, I had the options, but now I kind of made my choice. And my choice is not to revive this past anymore, not to go in this relationship. And karma is saying, yeah, this person is not committing. There is like no strength of this relationship anymore. Reunion, yeah, it's kind of like sitting on the fence, right? Like, I mean, what do I do? Like, I mean, there is like maybe an extra person in this relationship. How do I go about it? Like, do I really want to do it? I don't think this is your decision. I think this is somebody else's decision. And now you have a 3 here, you have a 3 here, you had 3 people here. So it's choice here. It's a repeating pattern, and yet like there is like still this focus, and this is like basically so devil energy that you literally keep going and you keep doing things. You are not able to continue going forward. So I'll show you actually the devil card in this deck if I can locate it. It's a different deck. It's Urban Tarot, and I think it represents devil really well. That feeling of, here we go, look, he's sitting here like so arrogantly, right, and expecting, well, come here, do me, right, in an appropriate place, in an appropriate situation. And that's basically that energy where you kind of feel you would do anything that you are asked. Just check in with yourself. That's addiction. It is addiction. That is a sex addiction. So you have to kind of figure out it's emotional addiction. It has to be dealt with just like any other addiction. You have to quit. Last week, yeah, the toolbox is saying this is not going anywhere. The glue is saying, well, if anything, this is just for the sex. How you're being seen. Okay, finally you're getting it. And you're kind of like saying, okay, I cannot take this anymore. And I cannot like go with his passions anymore. So this is 9. I think you're getting it. Communication. So there you go. There's like your King of Wands checking out. It's again talking about either somebody who is married or in a relationship who's willing, more than willing, to actually have sex with you. So you'll be offered continuously that kind of engagement. And yet, you know, like, I mean, he'll get sorry. He'll tell you if you reject him, he is going to be or she's going to be the biggest suck on this planet. Oh my God, and I love you, and this and this. And it's all about manipulation. Like, oh my gosh. And karma is saying, cut it off. There's lies in here. I would not believe a word this person is telling you. If you're being told, well, I love you, I want the marriage, I want the kids, I want a relationship, lie, 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 lie. And reunion, yeah, it's being cut off. Like now you have 2 nights, right? And I think, you know, now this energy coming to you is going to be enough, you know? Somebody's going to say, look, I do know what's going on. I have enough. I kind of got enough. I do understand that I have this problem, that I cannot resist you, but you know what? I'm not going to call you anymore. I'm not going to check your social media. I'm just checking out. I need to take care of myself and heal so that one day I get better. So Capricorns, you do need to get better. Capricorns, this is really not good. So if you want your private reading, this might not even relate to you in your private reading because the energy is different. Please contact me. Thank you very much. Love you.